Hi there, everyone. Hi. It is Jennifer Hough here, and I am with my dear friend and colleague, Steffny Wallace, over in just one of the most beautiful areas of the world, Mendocino County, right? Is
Yep.
it?
Yeah, Northern
In
California.
California. It's so beautiful. But Stephanie didn't always have a place there. So we're going to talk about why she's there and how that happened for those of you who kind of, again, I'm going to backtrack. Agents of Awakening is really all about people that followed their dreams. It's like consciousness or life had a dream that you were. And for some reason, you can't not follow it, or it keeps bugging you. And you're meant to do something. You feel you're called. But what happens is life throws you monkey wrenches and all sorts of stuff. And for some reason, you still have that calling. And Stephanie, you're one of those people, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people.
Yeah. So now we've known each other. I feel like we've known each other for, we've known each other for lifetimes, never mind for like a few years now.
Yeah.
But I love and adore you. And one of the first things that happened in our conversation together, our very first conversation, I kind of had a Scooby-Doo moment. I was like, what is with this woman? Because you're like working in advertising, right?
Yeah.
And what's your
Yep.
job?
TV producer.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
like this TV producer for this ad agency, yeah?
Yep. In San
And then
Francisco. Yeah.
yeah, and you friggin' tell me, you say to me, yeah, I have a lavender farm. And I'm like, what? So how did that happen? Like, what was that process? And this is for all of you that have had dreams or ideas and you can't let them go. So so Stephanie, what happened? What did you tell me then?
Well, what happened was my husband actually had an idea for the lavender farm because we were trying to figure out what to do with this property that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds so cliche, but I had a dream, and it was a literal dream
Mm-hmm.
wherein this man, who was obviously not a man, he was a light being looking like a man at the moment, a very
Yeah.
handsome man, I want to say.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, he came to me in this dream, and he put his palms out like this, and he had two big opalescent stones in them. And he just looked at me, and he didn't say anything, but it was very much like, do you want this? And I said, of course I do. What are you gonna do? And he reached around and put them on my lower back, and I went into the most, I can't even describe it even to this day. It was the most blissful, loving state I've ever experienced. And it was incredible. And it was someplace I never wanted to come back from. And when I woke up, I went to my book of stones, which is a lot of you probably know it, it's a big reference Bible about crystals. And of course, as things do, it fell open to a place called Azeztulite Awakening. And I started to read about Azeztulite and what it was, and just tears. And I realized that's who that was, and that's what Azeztulite was. And then I started getting all kinds of messages about how the lavender would be enlivened by the Azeztulite and how I was going to start working with it, and on and on and on. And I just followed it. It's what I've always done in my life. I just sort of follow the synchronicities. And yeah,
Did
the
you
lavender
did
farm
you
became something I never imagined.
And did you, yeah, and by the way, I've been to her lavender farm, and I'm just going to say this right up front. If you want to check out Stephanie's Enlivened Lavender, runningspringsranch.com, just go check it out. The pictures, first of all, are amazing. You're a great photographer. So, but go and check. For me, this place is like heaven. That azestulite,
Yeah.
which you put on the land, is really, it's not just the lavender. I feel like it lights up the land. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so here you are. But you're like this decorator person, and you are an advertising sort of producer, not sort of, you are. So this
Yeah.
beautiful decorator, I've been to your house, you definitely are a decorator, it's beautiful. And so how, had you ever farmed before?
Oh no. No, my husband was in advertising as well. So you've got two advertising people going, we think we're supposed to be farmers. But like I said, but I'm very much attuned to doing what presents. So that was what
But
was
how,
presented in a very strong way.
yeah, but how
I
did
did
you
it.
get there? Were you always that way? Like when you were little, were you always beating to your own drum, or did something happen? Like when did you get the confidence to be able to do that?
Oh my God. Well, you go through your, first of all, I was always, I, I knew the religion that my family was practicing wasn't for me very, very, very early on. So yes, always kind of beating my own drum and doing my own thing. Spiritually seeking, but I think the way everybody does, you go through life and you have moments where you go, I'm so in the flow and I get this and I'll do it. And then life whacks you and you go, I have no clue what I'm doing and I'm stupid. So, so it really, I think it's just a lifelong process. It really is. It's not like I've suddenly arrived somewhere and now I'm great. I mean, I'm still doing it. You just keep tuning in and keep tuning in and keep tuning in
Well,
and
but
follow.
you have a level. So here's the thing, because I know I can feel our listeners right now, listening to what you're saying. It's like actually I mean, I keep tuning in. I mean, that's what I literally being able to be in that amount of flow is what I teach, right? But the cool thing is, actually, I want to highlight something you just said. Now that I think about it, your family was a certain way. They didn't get you. You didn't want to follow that way.
Yeah.
And most people think like, oh, my family didn't get me. It ruined me. It's like it's wrecked my life. No, actually being turned away from something that doesn't work for you makes you have to follow your own way. So it's almost
Yeah.
like I want to highlight that that's your answer. You're right. Your final
Yeah.
answer is that you,
Yeah.
you literally were turned to figuring out your way. And most people have it as like, oh, that's the booby prize. Because if they had supported me,
No,
then right.
no. Oh yeah, no. And the
Yeah.
interesting thing is now my family is more the way I am. They all sort of looked at what I was doing and went, "Oh, that seems interesting." So, no, yeah, it's very cool. We have really cool relationship these days. It's amazing.
So imagine if you're the one in your family, like Steffny, who actually was born to figure out your way, but your way wasn't just your way. You actually are a form of leader by actually being an agent of awakening, by being willing to be yourself. You actually lead the way, which brings me to your farm. So what did you do? So you wild and crazy weirdo, what did you do with the azeztulite?
So, the guidance with the Azeztulite is ongoing. I literally sit with it. In fact, of course, I brought some to show you. Look, here's a chunk. Here's another chunk.
Look at you, you're surrounded.
I know. So when I sit with them, when I hear guidance, they literally, I get a feeling or a knowing about where they want to be in the field, which sounds kind of strange, but I put them in different places depending on what job it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I meditate with them. I really tune in so I can be a more clear channel with these light beings that are guiding this. And the product, I mean, the lavender oil that comes out of these plants is astounding. I have people who've been aromatherapists for 30 years. I have lab tests that show what the high efficacy this stuff is. It's like, it's very, very obvious what these crystals are doing. It's phenomenal.
But
So yeah,
wait,
my job is just to get out of the way.
I hear that. Someone should name a course that. So
Right.
that, right? So, but the first year you grew it. So here you are. I just want to drive home how important getting in connection, and not just, the word trust annoys me. Trusting my guidance. Don't trust your
Yeah.
guidance, embody your guidance. You
Yeah.
literally embodied the guidance that you had, and you put the azestulate on the field. I've seen it.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
but what happened in the first year, and what did your neighbors say? I just want you guys to hear what happens when it's just not about trust. It's actually just about letting yourself be guided. So what happened? What did they tell you? Because you weren't supposed to have a crop the first year, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So the guy who helped us originally, who's been in the lavender business for 30 years
Mm-hmm.
and helped us like check the soil and do, anyway, all of that, help get the farm set up, said to us, "You're good. I mean, don't expect a crop for 2 to 3 years." And we went, being in advertising and not knowing what we were doing anyway, we
You're
said,
right.
"Cool. That'll give us more time to figure stuff out." So yeah, spring number 1 came around and we looked out and went, "We know we're new, but that looks like a crop. Like what?" And it was. And yeah, he and another guy came up and just went, "If we didn't know better, we'd say you were lying. These are not first year plants." So yeah, the first year they were in the ground, they just went whoosh,
In a
and
year that had more rain than you're supposed to.
yeah, a year that had more rain than we were supposed to, a year where it snowed more than it usually does. And I would look
Wow.
out and go, "Now that my little babies are covered in snow." So yeah, it's not even it's releasing a lot of stuff that just comes up, because your first thought is, maybe I wasn't supposed to do this. I got it wrong somehow. It's the universe going, "Look, it's not working. We're destroying your plan." Whatever it is you think, you just have to let it go. It's just letting it go, letting it go, letting
Right.
it go.
And you have poured. So I'm going to say this, and I'm like cautioning everyone. This is just the last little piece I want to talk about. Another piece is around money. Like, you poured a ton of money into this place and sort of living on that edge of you were
Mhm.
you never, you took everything that might have been overflow and you kept
Yeah.
pouring it because of your guidance. And most people would freak out. Steffny, did you freak out?
Yeah. And honestly, I still occasionally freak out.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
literally, because it's just us, we took everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just went, "We're supposed to do this farm and we're going to just do it." So, and yeah, it's my husband, God bless him, went, "I'm right there with you." Okay. So yeah, it was a huge investment. It's a commitment. It's still a big commitment. So, but I'm just watching it happen. So
Mhm.
yeah, I know it'll be okay.
Here's the punchline. So the punchline happened, which I loved. At least it was a punchline for me. I don't know about you, but this is all about me. So, so,
Always,
so
Jennifer, we know.
yeah, whatever. So, no, I really want you guys to get the or betters that happen, because those first couple of conversations when I first met Steffny, and let me just frame it. Steffny was not going to come into flight school. Okay. Now this is not a conversation about flight school, but I want you to understand I too was following my guidance. It's like, why am I talking to this woman? So she so clearly doesn't want to do flight school, but my guidance just kept saying, keep talking to her, keep talking to her. The cool thing is, not only did she do flight school, but she's like a sister from another mister, like just my yummy soul friend. And so, but the thing is, why did that happen? So we kept talking as like, almost like, I don't know if we were, I think we were supposed to there was a conversation that I just remember, and it's about lavender. And I'll pretend to have that conversation with you again. What is lavender? Lavender is like, what are the medicinal properties of lavender, right?
Well, what lavender is, what its primary function is just a relaxation of the body instantly. When you inhale it, it goes, you're de-stressing before you don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to
No.
do anything. All you have to do is that, and your body automatically just goes whoosh.
And
It's a
then I asked
de-stressor.
you, right. And then I asked you, so imagine calming a nervous system. Okay, so let's just put that one over here. So then there was another question I asked. It said, what is the azestulite doing? And you said it's amplify, like it's basically having this lavender be able to be supercharged.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So then I'm like, wait a second, I see something. We can't stop talking about azestulite, because what I'm seeing is the azestulite is actually beaming the energy of lavender into consciousness. Do you remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I said, you know what? There's going to be a really big problem in this world. There already are problems, but imagine in times of great change, someone farming in a way that beams the very consciousness, the entity of lavender, into the field and calms the nervous system of humanity.
Yeah.
Remember that conversation?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and I'm
think I started to do this because, yeah, it was a realization that exactly. And
right.
now look, and here we are, right? And here we are.
And here we are. So I just want everyone to know what happens when you don't let, instincts are very different from following what you should, must, and have to do. That's societal. That's not following your instincts. So Miss Steffny, I just want to appreciate you for being someone that's such an outrageously embodied example of being a relentless champion of your own connection to your greater wisdom.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
Thank you. It ain't always easy.
no, but that farm is a living testament.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want to, you can even check out Steffany's site. You can go and stay on her farm because she has glamping tents. They're really beautiful. But anyways,
When COVID's over, you can.
right, when COVID's over. But you guys, it's taking courage, right? Steffny, you just said it wasn't easy.
Yeah. No, and like I said, and sometimes it's still not easy. It's, everything's not cherry berry every day. You still have human stuff you got to get through all the damn time. But it's so worth it. That's all. It's just so worth it.
Yeah, and at the level of the consciousness of beaming peace to the human nervous system from your little farm in Mendocino, that's a pretty cool awareness to be present to, no matter what's going on for humanness. So you guys, I'm so pleased today that I got to bring you my dear friend Steffny. She is extraordinary in the same way that we can all be extraordinary. And that's what Agents of Awakening is all about. Just letting the dream live you. And Steffny, I'm just so grateful that you let your dream live you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for all you do and everything you are. You're a blessing to my life.
Yeah, that is definitely reciprocal. So again, you can go and check out, you can email Steffny directly at Steffny, but it's Steffny at runningspringsranch.com, or check out her website at the same URL. And
I'd love to hear from whoever wants to chat.
Yeah. I mean, I have, I brought my lavender into the other room. I spray the lavender in all of our courses. Steffny knows that. I send her pictures of it. We're like spraying everyone. They're like, stop!
A little bit annoying, but that's okay.
It's slightly annoying, but you'll thank me in the end. So this is Jennifer Hough, and I'm so grateful to my, partner in crime, Jeannie Selda, who I love and adore with all my heart, who, created the page, facebook.com/Agents of Awakening. Make sure you go there and you share some extraordinary people on that page, people that are doing really wonderful things, courageous stories. so that we can all get inspired. Also, for sure, if you want to go on a journey that is similar to the one that Steffny has been on, it starts with this upcoming Get Out of Your Own Way. So the wideawakening.com/evolve. Okay, go and check that out. Okay, you guys. I love you. I love you, Steffny. I love everyone out there. Any final words, Steffny, for everyone who feels a dream bubbling inside?
Just, it sounds silly. I'll just quote Nike. Just do it. Really, just do it.
Typical advertising.
Do not pass go. Just do it. I mean, you have to be responsible to other things, as we all do, but just don't put it on the back burner any longer. Go for it.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Spoken like a true advertising exec. Just do it. So true, though.
Yep.
Hey, everyone. This is Jennifer Hough for Agents of Awakening with my dear, courageous friend, Steffny Wallace. And I love you all. So happy that you were here today. And so happy that maybe you'll be having some, I call it cosmic lavender. Steffny can call it whatever she wants. But get yourself some enlivened lavender. I filled my house with it. I love you guys so much. And we'll see you again next Friday. Bye.
Thanks.